Hello there, OWLTVers.
And welcome to show 109.
This week's show is just simply amazing.
Just like always, obviously.
The first story this week is a follow-up of a story about 3 weeks ago, the spring play.
We got some inside opinions on the show.
Yes, sir, we did. I hope you guys like it.
See How They Run. A British comedy play took in here at Marshall High School. If you attended it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But if you didn't, here's what you missed.
Well, I want to say that I thought the play went fantastic. I was so proud of our cast and crew. They put in hours and hours and hours of work on this. I think it's fair to say, and I can honestly say, that we have some blood, sweat, and tears in this one. We worked really, really hard. The show was 3 acts, so that's a little longer than the average show. And it was a British comedy, which meant you're talking in language you're not used to, with an accent, using a British dialect, and I mean, you know, lots of crazy things like that. And then add on all of the timing and people running around their underwear and doors slamming shut and all these crazy things happening on stage. And to be able to pull it all off and do a nice job as the kids did, I think they really deserve a lot of commendation from our public. Our audiences here at Marshall are great, and they really came out and laughed, and that's always good for the kids and makes everything exciting for us. Our stagecraft class did a phenomenal job on the set. I was really pleased with the set for the show. Overall, it just turned out really, really nice.
So overall sales started off really slow, and it didn't look like it was going to be very many come out at all. And then everyone started coming to order tickets probably the week of, like Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. It got really busy, and probably Wednesday night was the first night that was the best attendance-wise. And then I would say Thursday was next, and then Friday after that.
Well, I think that pretty much wraps it up for Roxanne and I. To the cast and crew of the play, you did a great job, and I think it was another big hit. Your efforts are priceless.
Sounds like everybody enjoyed the play this year.
Yes, Trey, I can agree with that statement that you just said.
Well, moving on. This story is about the storm shelter at Beaker Middle School.
Yes, Trey, the fallout shelter, you mean.
Oh, well, Colin and Aaron took the time to check it out.
Take a look and see what you think.
The other day, we got to go inside of Beaker Middle School to the fallout shelter, and to learn more about it.
Your middle school fallout shelter.
Here's some food from 1962. Food and penicillin from March 1962.
Here we are walking to the boiler room. Burned. The door slammed shut.
Now we are walking above the 8th grade floor. Then above the hallways. It is really warm up here. We are walking above the auditorium at this point.
Stairway to the roof of Beaker.
Then we seen daylight. Walking around on the roof.
Here's the playground from the roof. And special thanks to Paul Harper for his time.
As we gradually descended down the stairs towards the basement, the temperature gradually decreased. That just shows you how low those basements are and that nothing's going to get to those. This is Colton and Aaron. Back to you at the studio.
Man, it's nice to have something like that so close to home.
Oh, I can't agree more with that. I mean, if we were in a nuclear war, we'd be saved.
Definitely. Anyway, our next story is about the FFA.
I swear, the FFA is a different story every week.
Well, they must stay busy.
Yeah, I guess. Well, let's see what they have for OWLTV this week.
Check it out.
This past Tuesday of FFA week, the FFA held the annual Businessman's Breakfast that we honor those individuals and businesses that have helped the chapter out throughout the past year. Several people that were able to come to that, of course, was local businesses that we wanted to invite and honor, and then also the parents of FFA members are also invited to participate in the breakfast. The breakfast was located down in the Culinary Arts Room in the basement of the Saline County Career Center, and culinary art class has been gracious enough the past, I'd say, 10 years or so to prepare that breakfast for the FFA chapter. The breakfast actually started, I'd say, 30 plus years ago. That was an idea that the chapter had back then to honor those businesses and individuals and to recognize them and to thank them for their support. The FFA chapter sends invitations out to those businesses and individuals about 2 weeks prior to the actual breakfast, and we sometimes try and make phone calls to remind them and those individuals, and we'll also try and put it out on the local radio station, KMMO, to remind those individuals about the breakfast so that they can come in and enjoy a meal on the FFA chapter. And there's a lot of individuals that come. This past year we had 4 board members that enjoyed the breakfast and participated. We had a lot of businesses, banks, equipment dealers in the community, you name it, anything that involves agriculture, which is, if you look at Marshall's community, rough estimates are about 95% of our economy is based upon agriculture. And so it deals with a lot of people. We had right around 200 individuals participate in the breakfast this past year. As I said, this is an annual event that occurs each year. It's one of the things that we look forward to during FFA week, and so I'm pretty sure that this is going to be something that we continue with for years to come.
Man, that breakfast just looked absolutely scrum-diddly-umptious.
I know, dog. Yummy.
I know. Well, let's move on, I guess.
The next story is about our local animal shelter.
Yes, Colton and Aaron are just full of stories this week.
Yeah, well, let's take a look at what they have on this story.
For a long time now, we've been interested in going to the Marshall Animal Shelter. Recently we did, and we learned a lot.
Tell us a little bit about the animal shelter.
It had been just a kind of a shed out at the park with a fence around it. So this is, I think, one of the nicest shelters for a city this size.
The process of adopting an animal.
Here, usually we'd like for them to take the animal out and walk it around, get to know it. If they have other pets, they're welcome to bring them out here to see how they get along. Then they just, for an animal that's had all the shots and everything, they just fill out an adoption agreement. And the cost for a dog is $85. The cost for a cat is $75. And for that, they've had all their shots and been spayed or neutered.
All need volunteers?
We sure do. This young lady right here is a volunteer, and I'm a volunteer with the Saline Animal League.
People help.
Feed, water, clean, walk the dogs, befriend the cats, pet them, make them feel at home, these. Work on the computer here. This young lady, Tasha, has put all of our adoptions or our animals that have been impounded on the computer this year.
located at 325 North Grant Avenue in Marshall, Missouri.
It's so nice to have the animal shelter here to help out the rough lives of the abused or lost animals.
Yeah, I feel you there. Well, let's move on to our last story of this week.
Sexual harassment.
That is a touchy subject.
I know what you're saying. Yes, so our own Zach and Brett took a look at this serious threat that is everywhere you look.
Sounds scary.
Yes, Trey, I know. But let's watch what they have to say for us and let's learn from this.
Maybe we can all learn something from this. Why did I repeat myself?
Hey there, viewers. This week on OWLTV, me and Zach had an important story about harassment, but more importantly, sexual harassment. This type of harassment happens every day in America, in our schools and workplaces, and it's very widespread. So let's check it out.
Sexual harassment is an unwelcome attention of a sexual nature and is a form of illegal and social harassment. It includes a range of behavior from seemingly mild transgressions to annoyances and actual sexual abuses or sexual assaults. Sexual harassment is not only touching inappropriate body parts, but it can be even something as simple as a shoulder rub, as demonstrated here. If you think this has ever happened to you, you should either contact a trusted adult, or if it is very serious, you could call the 9 to 5 24-hour national hotline at 800-522-0925. I repeat, 800-522-0925.
Hey, Rose. Dude, I'm trying to work on my sound.
Dude, it's okay. It's all right, man.
No, dude, I'm trying to get this done.
Whatever, man. You have a good day.
Dude, stop.
As you have seen, not only from our demonstrations, but from our statistics, that sexual harassment is not only inappropriate touching of body parts, but can be a shoulder rub or anything that makes you feel uncomfortable. Sexual harassment should always be reported to a trusted adult or the law. This has been Brett and Zach reporting for OWLTV.
So informative.
Yes, I can agree with that.
Well, that is going to have to do it for this week. I hope all of you liked it.
But you guys know how it goes. If you have any questions or comments about it, please feel free to call us at 660-886-2244, extension 265.
Or go to OWLTV.org to catch up on previous episodes.
So for OWLTV, I'm Trey Clemens.
And I am Jimmy Rector.
You keep it classy, Marshall.